Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Sorry for no upload yesterday. For the information I saw, I wanted to wait for the 12Z before I presented to y'all what I saw instead of just flip-flopping back and forth what was going on with Fiona. I'm going to give you an update on what's going on with Fiona. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. I don't usually upload Friday from sundown to sundown Saturday. That is Sabbath, unless there's lives at risk. And we do have lives at risk. Over here by Puerto Rico, they're getting a lot of winds. They're getting a lot of rainfall, serious flooding. So I want to keep them updated on what is going on. They're already starting to lose power. And by 2 o'clock this afternoon, they need to be bunkered down in their shelter in place and ride this out. And it's not going to be good. Plus the impacts for Turks and Caicos. They're pretty much going to get these hurricane force winds. It's going to be very close. A lot of rainfall as well as it curves around. The Gulf of Mexico, out of play. U.S., out of play, and I will show you why. And it is expected to be a major hurricane, matter of fact, a Cat 4 going towards Bermuda. Plus, what is going on with the monster storm? So I do apologize. I didn't update y'all about the monster storm. Matter of fact, I feel at fault for a lot of the videos y'all see now. It's been about 4 days since I introduced it to y'all, and I could have done a better job. I could have alerted Alaska. I could have updated y'all what was going on with this blizzard, damaging winds, foot of snow, what was going on with this system. So I will update you today. I apologize for taking so long to update you. And we have chances for tornadoes as this system moves across the U.S. But as of this morning, Fiona is looking healthier. The shear is about to leave where it can get some good outflow, and it is getting some good convection all the way around the center. And forgive me if I look tired. I've been up all night trying to get some good data, especially for Puerto Rico and what can happen to the cyclone. Now, I have this link in the description. I have a bunch of links in the description for y'all to see the outcome for this potential major storm that's coming across, this monster storm, as well as what's going on with the hurricanes. This is live tracking with the hurricane hunters, and you can follow up on the intensity of this storm with this and see what is going on with the hurricane as they come into it. Fiona will become a hurricane and potentially a major hurricane, a Cat 4. And you can see the intensity and the strength. Literally in 3 days, it is going to be either on the low end, a strong tropical storm, which is pretty much not looking that way, more than likely being a hurricane, possibly a Cat 2 hurricane, and in 5 days, potentially a major hurricane. And the Euro is showing the major hurricane. So here we are now, and it is going towards British and Virgin Islands. Y'all do need to shelter in place this morning, as well as Puerto Rico. By 2 o'clock this afternoon, you need to be in your shelter of where you're going to be to ride this storm out. Now, you see all the dry air is still getting shoved in there a little bit, blowing out the tops, but it's not weakening it too much, and the shear is about to get off this system to where it strengthens up. Now, the latest advisory from National Hurricane Center that it will become a hurricane 2 o'clock on Monday before it goes over Dominican Republic. You are in tropical storm warnings and a tropical storm watch on the southern half of the island. Nothing for Haiti yet, as it goes right across Turks and Caicos and being a hurricane. Not too much impacts for the Bahamas. This is all going to be east side loaded. It's going to be north side loaded as it goes over Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico, you have hurricane watch. Now, it's not just tropical storm watch. You have a hurricane watch for the winds of what's coming in. And it will affect you, Bermuda, so far as going right over you, according to the Euro, as a major hurricane. Now, once you go towards 2 p.m. today, that's when the winds are going to start wrapping around, getting really close towards the British and Virgin Islands, also for Puerto Rico, and it is going right by you, Puerto Rico. By the time you get to later tonight, you're definitely going to be getting the rain bands coming around on you, and it is going right by you, bringing a lot of rainfall, more rainfall than what it showed yesterday. But still, it's showing a little bit western of a push, and it is going over Dominican Republic. Now, the GFS takes it to where it still cuts off early and brings even more rainfall. All these rates that you see, all this per hour, this is rainfall per hour. A lot of rainfall per hour coming your way for at least the next 24 hours. This system is slowing down, bringing a lot of precipitation. According to the Euro, according to the GFS, there is a lot coming y'all way. So whether either one is right, it does not matter at this point. You have so much coming your way. And you can see, according to the Euro, that it is literally going over the whole island. Also with GFS, it is showing potentially over the whole island. GFS takes it eastern, Euro takes it western. Either way, with the rain bands, it's going to be a catastrophic amount of rainfall. Plus now you're in a hurricane watch because this storm is going to start strengthening as it passes by you. So literally within the next 3 days, it is bringing over 5 inches for the British and Virgin Islands. And what it's bringing to Puerto Rico is catastrophic, guys. It is over a foot now. Euro is showing it be up to 15 inches, but the whole island getting very heavy rainfall. This is going to be major rainfall. GFS is taking where it's just catastrophic on the East Coast, over 12 inches. So whether it's 12 inches here or 12 inches for the whole island, or if it's just 6 inches, that would be too much already. You do have a lot coming. Please prepare for the worst. It is going to be days. A tropical storm will put power outages in Puerto Rico. The construction is pretty bad on their system ever since what Maria did. It's not going to be good for y'all. God bless y'all over there. Please be safe. This is why you have the hurricane watch now. GFS is showing it will be 50, even up to 60 miles per hour wind gusts as this system comes across you. Euro shows intensification. Euro shows not only 50s and 60s, but now you're going to get up to 90 miles per hour wind gusts, especially over Ponce, going west. A lot of very strong winds, hurricane force winds. Please be careful. Over a foot of rainfall now showing 15 inches plus 90 miles per hour wind gusts. This is going to get bad for you guys. God bless y'all over there. I hope y'all see this information. And as of right now, Puerto Rico is 24,000 customers without power. That's just if it's one person per home. That's over 24,000. Multiply, of course, if you have families. This is going to cover the whole island. I expect the whole island to be without power soon. Now, NOAA has it to where it's going to be 57 miles per hour today, right around 1 p.m. And for tomorrow by 1 p.m., it's going to be 69 and moving towards Turks and Caicos being 69. Euro is showing that it is a little bit of a wobble to it, and it will strengthen up towards 85 miles per hour as it goes by Turks and Caicos, becoming a hurricane, a strong hurricane. But as it goes out by Bermuda, and we're talking a little bit past Saturday into Sunday, it is going to jump from a Cat 2 hurricane to a major hurricane to a Cat 4 hurricane. So I hope you're listening over there, Bermuda. It is not going to be good. Now, so far, National Hurricane Center didn't put theirs up that far. Euro, we can see a little bit further. And the reason why this isn't going further west, I will keep you updated. I saw something. I was hoping it would weaken for the update this morning. It did weaken, but not enough. Now, this is your North Atlantic oscillation. Lets you know if you're going to a deep trough or a high ridge from the center to the east coast of the U.S., right where this storm is going. And this is the data I wanted to show y'all yesterday. Yesterday, the Euro showed that it was going into a positive phase. Neutral phase means that this trough will be right around North Carolina, Virginia going out. A negative phase means it goes even further to the south, blocking the system a lot sooner. But the system was always coming around the 22nd and 23rd, and Euro showed a positive phase where it would go up on a high ridge and go further up the east coast. The update this morning confirms what I'm going to show you, that it's going back to a neutral phase. So this will be blocking this system as it goes by the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, going out into the Atlantic, steering it towards Bermuda. And you can see the latest on the cone. GFS is taking all the way to the north where it's going to ride right up this side of the cone. NOAA and Euro is showing it's going to be further south. But either way, you have some hurricane force winds coming your way. So please be safe. We can also see as it passes over Dominican Republic, it's going to be going over the plateau side of the eastern side of the Hispaniola, and it's missing all these mountains. All these mountain ranges are 8,000 to 10,000 feet high, and it would make this go further west and get possibly into the Bahamas, possibly on the U.S. lower 48. But it is showing it is going right by Turks and Caicos, with all this rain and all these winds. So Turks and Caicos, y'all need to prepare. Now you can see here on your streamline winds this morning that you have an upper level low right here, and it is putting a lot of winds, southerly winds, going around, putting some shear on Fiona this morning. But as you keep going forward, you'll see that the shear goes away, the upper level low moves north, and now you're getting a bunch of good outflow. And this is where it's going to start strengthening, going past Puerto Rico. This is where you're going to be getting those hurricane force wind gusts, and it keeps going all the way to Dominican Republic, getting those shear strengthening up, potential chance of getting down to a hurricane as it crosses over Dominican Republic. Then you get this other upper level low passing by with this trough. Started getting some southerly winds on the west and the south side of this system, steadily pushing this system in this direction. Now, these are streamline winds. This is what steers these storms. So while it's fighting against that, it is going on a east-northeast push. And there's one reason why this is not going to the west, other than going over Dominican Republic, breaking it down, making it go further west. It don't have a lot of shear on it as it crosses over, strengthens up, and once it gets really strong, once it gets past 850 millibars, goes to the 500 millibar level, way up in the atmosphere, then this trough can pull it up to the north. Then as it goes by Bermuda, it goes all the way down to the 940s. So this will be a major hurricane for you, Bermuda. You need to prepare for this. And this is the update I was waiting for. Take myself out of the picture so you can see a little bit. As it crosses over Dominican Republic, we still have this high pressure expanding out. It is weakening. You can see it's over here now. It's not super big and strong over here. But we started getting this short wave trough, and it did weaken down. So we get this short wave trough that does come in, and it did weaken down from the last run. If you look at the latest run, you'll see that it did weaken down yesterday from what it had, and it was showing a lot stronger of a dip. And this dip breaks this high pressure and allows that to go north because of this little short wave trough. Now, it did update, like I said, and it's not showing too much promise this morning. You can see this morning it did weaken down, but you still have this short wave trough, and that short wave trough is just enough to break this high pressure hold, stop it from going further to the west, and opens up the doors right there from the short wave trough, allowing this to go further north, guys. So I was thinking maybe this would weaken even more. It weakened, but not enough. It's doing enough to where it's open, it's able to travel north, and now when this trough comes around, it gets a hold of it as it heads north. You can see it right there. It gets a hold of it, and it does carry it away. All because that short wave trough broke the high pressure hold and allowed this to travel north. So this will be going out to the east, northeast, and it will be impacting Bermuda. And you can see this best on all the members. So you can see as it travels north, it had a good shot to slow down and either speed up because this short wave trough opened it up, or it could slow down and go with this group, be a little bit later, a little bit further to the west, and that had a better chance for it to go towards Florida. But since the short wave trough has opened up this path, U.S. is not in play. Gulf of Mexico is not in play. At least that's the update this morning. The update shows it could have gone to the southeast, going right towards Georgia, South Carolina, just like we've been seeing with the control member. But that shortwave trough opened it all up to travel away. You can also see this in the control member for the Euro. So it shows it going across, heading west, then it heads north. And you can see right there, it didn't know if it was going to head north or go out. But then the update shows that it starts heading towards South Carolina, literally days away. We're going to be talking about this system for a while, guys. And then as it goes up the coast, it barely misses. So the control member of the Euro shows that it still will go somewhat close to the coast, but it's still hundreds of miles away. There will be rip current effects, maybe possible waves. As it gets closer, we'll get new information. But as for right now, we got to alert Puerto Rico. It's gotten worse, as well as Turks and Caicos and Bermuda. Y'all all need to pay attention to the rest of this track. All of us in the U.S., this is not going to change, guys. This shortwave trough controlled everything. It weakened a little bit. It didn't weaken enough. Plus, I want to update you on this monster storm coming in. It's been about 4 days since I told y'all about this, and I did fumble. I could have alerted Alaska. I could have let a lot of other people know what was going on. I was just too excited to find the information, to be honest with you. Now, I do apologize. I did not update you. I did not give you an update on the snowfall, the blizzard, the winds, what was going on with this system. Because now I see everybody is making a video about it, and people's asking when they getting 50-foot waves, when are we getting hurricane force winds. And I'm not showing us doing any of that, guys. I should have updated you. I'm sorry. But as you can see, as this system comes on down, it's still going to be pretty much a cutoff low, but it is going to follow through after it moves through Canada and goes to the northeast. But at the same time, you do have chances for tornadoes for today and tomorrow as all this moves through. So there is chances for tornadoes, guys. But we do have potential hurricane force winds coming through as we deal with this tornado threat for today and tomorrow. But so far, it's not bringing a bunch of rainfall still for the West Coast. I'm not showing 50-foot waves, guys. I'm not showing it bringing hurricane force winds. But it is bringing a lot of catastrophic rainfall towards Puerto Rico and towards Turks and Caicos and Hispaniola, Dominican Republic. And you can see within the next 3 days, it's, according to the Euro, it's only bringing you an inch, a little over an inch of rainfall. Now, this isn't going to be super severe. You could have one day where you have marginal flash flooding. This is going to be good, beneficial rainfall, but it's not bringing anything serious. But it is strengthening up to a tropical storm strength out there in the Pacific. It's getting down all the way to a 998, guys. But it is mostly going to be off land. You are going to be getting the rain bands off of it. It is bringing the beneficial rain, but that's about it. It's not no monster storm like a hurricane or any of those effects coming your way. Matter of fact, when you look for the next 5 days, you can see that the snowfall has dissipated. And I should have updated y'all. I see a lot of people want some updates, but it has dissipated. You're barely getting any snowfall. There's not going to be an Arctic blast. All that has disappeared a couple of days ago. So I do apologize. I did not update y'all. I should have. And you can see this from National Weather Service as you go through today. You get into the 40s. Everybody else is in the 50s and 60s. And as this system moves across, these are your morning lows. It's not your highs for the day. Everybody stays in the 40s, and only the upper Midwest, mostly Montana, Idaho, extreme northern Washington, y'all going to be in the 30s. But that's about it. It's not carrying across. Once it goes past North Dakota and goes towards Minnesota by Thursday and Friday, it's already changing into the 40s. So it's not going to be an Arctic blast. It's not going to be a foot of snow for a lot of people. And I know Colorado, I know they wanted that. I'm sorry, over there in Denver, no snowfall yet. And the update on the Euro shows it's not even going to be much damage in winds. So by the time you go Friday into Saturday, when the rest of this piece carries over into Canada, comes across to the East Coast, there is still a chance for 40 up to 50 miles per hour wind gust. The 50 is in the orange, but that is about it. And your snowfall rate is not a lot of snow. If anything, it'll just be a little bit. So to say you have blizzard conditions is very highly unlikely. It's literally showing maybe 2 to 3 inches, not a bunch. But you do have severe weather outlook for today. It is for wind and for hail, but your tornado threat has increased since yesterday. It was a smaller 2% up here for Minnesota. Didn't even affect Wisconsin as well as Iowa over here. Now you got a big 5% for today. And here's the cities at risk for the tornado threat for today. The green is your 2%. The brown is your 5%. And all this mostly is taking place from 5 and 6 o'clock this afternoon. Then for tomorrow, again, about 5 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon is going to start again. And tomorrow looks like it could be stronger chance for tornadoes from what I can see. Tomorrow, you have a big slight risk as well. It is going to be for winds and hail, but you also have the tornado threat, which has increased to a big 5% in this area. So your tornado chances for tomorrow, for Sunday, is 2% in this green, which includes Chicago, Illinois, and 5% in this brown. So far, HRRR is showing you could get some 50, high 50 miles per hour wind gusts for Kansas, eastern Nebraska, southern Iowa, as it goes across center to eastern Iowa for today. For tomorrow, it's going to ramp up to some stronger cells, bringing 60 and 70, even a chance for 80 miles per hour wind gusts as this passes by. Very strong cells. I'm seeing getting a lot of shear on them. Now you can see for today that you are getting some cells going through eastern Nebraska, also going through Iowa, and you do have some bowing out in there, and you are getting some shear on these cells, the ones that's coming through Nebraska first. Then as you keep going through the day, you can see around 10 and 11 o'clock, it starts really moving in towards Iowa with a lot of systems, and they are still getting shear on these cells coming from Nebraska. But as you go further through the afternoon, this is where it really starts to ramp up. Once it goes 5 and 6 o'clock, then you start getting some strong cells from northern Minnesota. And these cells are getting some shear on them, as well as the cells that's going through Iowa. Mostly for Minnesota. Big threat, Minnesota. You have a lot of shear on these cells. As you go through 7 p.m., you're still getting shear on them cells in Minnesota, as well as the ones for eastern Iowa. As you go through 8 o'clock, you're still getting it. 9 o'clock, it builds up even more for Iowa. All this purple is indicative to chances for large hail. But you are getting some shear on those cells as they continue to move all night long. Then it turns into a wind event. You can see that with the cells. You have a bowing out in the front, and it turns into a wind event after that. So there will be some damage and winds coming with it. As you go through tomorrow, it's storms moving through, but once you go through tomorrow evening, then it starts ramping up immediately once you go from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Big chances for large hail for Illinois, getting a lot of shear on these cells as well. So you could get a chance for a long track cell, a long-lived system coming through. Chances for even a violent tornado in front of this line with the system moving through, bringing potential chances for 80 miles per hour wind gusts as it moves through with it, getting shear on it the whole time it is moving through. So just be aware, you do have a lot of chances for tornadoes today. Tomorrow looks a little bit worse. And you can see this with your helicity tracks. Helicity shows your wind direction change with height, exactly what a tornado is. And as you go through this evening, mostly 6 o'clock for Minnesota, but as you go all evening long, all the way till midnight, you're getting long-lived cells coming through northern Minnesota. You're getting long-lived cells from southwest Iowa. Then for tomorrow, it's going to pick up really big time for Illinois. Once you get around 7 and 8 o'clock, it comes through for northern Missouri, comes through Illinois. Very strong, long-lived cells. Chances for violent tornadoes. Please be careful. I'm showing high winds and good wind shear on these cells. But that's what I have for you right now. I want to get this video out to alert Puerto Rico that the winds have gone up to over 90 miles per hour wind gusts coming with more rainfall, more than 12 inches. I'm showing 15 inches. So God bless all of you. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. God bless you, Puerto Rico, Turks and Caicos, especially Puerto Rico. You are going to be the most immediate impacts, and I think it's going to take you a minute to recover from what I can see on these impacts. So I wish the best for every single one of you. I'd like to say a prayer for protection for Puerto Rico. Isaiah 41, 1 through 10. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings? He gave them as a dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. Who hath wrought and done down, calling the generations from the beginning. I, the Lord, the first, and with the last, I am he. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near, and came. They helped everyone his neighbor, and everyone said to his brother, Be of good courage. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smootheth with the hammer, him that smote the anvil, saying, It is ready for the soldering. And he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Amen. God bless you all today. God bless you, Puerto Rico. I wish the best for y'all and the best outcome. It is showing a lot of strength, so it's getting pretty worrisome. So I hope this information reaches you before you lose power. All glory does go to God, Yahweh, our Father in heaven. Pray to him. He will protect you. He will restore you. He will strengthen you. Amen. Hallelujah. God bless all of you.